verbs. The verbs. The verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Along with nouns, verbs are the main part of a sentence or a phrase, telling a story about what is taking place, so it is the nucleus of the sentence. Kinds of verbs. We have main verbs, which are called lexical verbs, and we have the helping verbs. The main verbs, they are transitive versus intransitive. Linking verbs. Dynamic and stative. Regular versus irregular. Primary, modal for the helping verbs. Examples of main verbs. Transitive. I saw an elephant. I saw what? An elephant. So it is transitive that needs an object. Intransitive, it is normally a verb that does not need any object. I say, he has arrived. He has arrived, so it does not need any object. Linking verbs. Linking verbs, they link between the subject and the complements. We have to have a complement. Mari is what? Is a teacher. Mari is a doctor. Mari is beautiful. Tara is beautiful. So is a linking verb. We have also what is called dynamic verb, which is like hate, explode, fight, run, and go. They express an action, while stative is like be, like, love, prefer, wish, impress, please, and surprise. So these are just verbs that can express a state of being. Regular, they are verbs like look, and its plural is ed. It takes the same rule. Ed, looked, worked. Irregular, they are normally the verbs that cannot take the verb rule in terms of the past tense. Buy, bought, and bought. Cat, do, did, and done, and so on. And you have also what is called the helping verbs. The helping verbs, we have the primary and the modal. The primary verbs, they are the verbs that we need to use them in simple tenses and questions and negatives. And they are also used to make continuous tenses and the passive voice. Also to make perfect tenses. So they are normally have and to be. I am working, he is working, she has done something, and so on. While the modal, they are used to mean other things. They have no relation with the tenses. Can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, must, ought, and should. Must has normally no past or future. Ought to. Now we start with the tenses. So any time we talk about the verbs, we have to talk about the tenses. The tenses that we have: past, present, and future. For the past, we have the simple, the progressive, and the perfect. The present, the same. The simple, the progressive, and the perfect. Also the future: simple, progressive, and future. Past tenses: simple past. The simple past, it is just to add ed for the regular verbs, while the irregular verbs, we have a normally list of them. So its use is as follows: the teacher assigned 2 problems last week. She thought a lot. So it is used to express an action that began and ended in the past. Progressive past tense, it is normally formed of the auxiliary or of the primary helping verb, which is was, or were plus the present participle. An action, and it is used to express an action, condition already in progress at a certain time or occurrence in the past. The teacher was assigning problems when the bell rang. And it is used also to express a repeated action in the past. I was studying all last week. The perfect or the past perfect, it is just the helping verb have in the past, which is had, plus a past participle. An event or condition that occurred before another event or time in the past. Example, she had assigned several problems before the class ended. Or it is used in complex tenses when we have the conditional sentence, the untrue condition. If I had studied more, I would have earned an A. It was in the past, but unfortunately I can't do it and I couldn't do it. Now we move to the present tenses. The present tenses, we have the simple present, progressive present, perfect present. The simple present, it is to add s or es in the third person singular. An action or situation that exists usually, always, or habitually. The teacher assigns problems every day. The truth or fact, there are 24 hours in a day. It's the truth. Present progressive, it is used the same way like the past tense, a past progressive, but they differ in terms of the time or of the tense. Is or are plus present participle when we have an action that is in progress now, the time of speaking. For example, the teacher is assigning problems right now. An action in the extended present that will eventually end. I am studying physics this semester. A temporary situation. I am struggling with the homework problems. A repeated action. My physics teacher is assigning difficult problems. Perfect present. Have or has plus past participle. An event or a situation that began before now and continues into the present. Example, I have been in this class for 2 weeks. When I have a prior action that has current relevance, so it occurs in the past, it starts in the past, and it still normally it still works now. Example, the teacher has assigned this chapter already, just few minutes starts. A very recently completed action. I have just finished tomorrow's homework. I have just finished. An action that occurred over a prior time period and is completed at the moment of speaking. So, normally, I have studied the course materials for 3 hours. In complex sentences, a time-related event or condition. When I have finished today's problem, I will be able to relax. Future tenses. The future tenses: simple future, progressive future, perfect future. We have for the simple future will plus the simple form of the verb. I will clean up my room. I promise. The telephone is ringing. I will pick it up. Progressive future. I will be. So the helping verb to be in the future plus present participle. Be or is or are going to plus a present participle. What to say? And it is used as follows: when the action that will be in progress at a certain point in time, or when another event occurs in the future. For example, the teacher will be assigning problems at the end of class. Will be assigning for a period of time. The teacher is going to be assigning work all semester. Of course, it has approximately the same uses. An action that will continue for a length of time in the future, of course. Perfect future. In the future, it will be, of course, using a certain time expression. I say, I will have or will have plus a past participle, or is or are going to have plus past participle. It is used for a future action condition that will be completed before another event or time in the future. Example, I will have been studying academic writing for 3 years by the time I graduate next spring. Of course, we have the composition of two tenses, perfect and progressive, to have what is called perfect progressive tense. The perfect progressive tense, it is of course past, present and future. The past perfect progressive, it is a had been plus a present participle. So here we have and be. Have, had plus been as a past participle plus a present participle. An action or habitual action taking place over a period of time in the past, prior to some other event or time. Example, the teacher had been assigning 5 problems a day prior to midterms. In complex sentences, a past action in progress means a clause that was interrupted by more recent past actions. The teacher had been planning to have an in-class exam, but she had a take-home exam instead. Present perfect progressive. Have or has plus been plus present participle. It is a situation, habit, or action that began in the past and continues up to the present and possibly into the future. The teacher has been meeting with students in her office every day. The future will have plus been plus present participle. Is or are plus going to have plus been plus present participle. By the time you get here, I will have been studying for the final for 8 hours. By the time you get here, I will have been studying for the final for 8 hours. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.